What's going on YouTube? It's your boy BGC, aka Bands Go Crazy, and I'm back with another reaction, man. Hey, as y'all can see by the title, we got dad realizes his daughter's body was found in a garbage can, which is insane. Rest in peace to his daughter, man. That's really sad to find out. Well, you know, it's still sad to find out, but if he's the killer, that'll be a crazy twist. But hey, man, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new on the road to 1,000 subscribers over here. If you haven't already, I got 2 other channels, you feel me, with my homeboy 1K serving, you feel me. We got the Dropout Hood Reacts, and then we got the Leafy Layers, you feel me. Go tap into both of those channels. But hey, without further ado, let's get right into this reaction. If you got anything y'all want me to react to, let me know in the comments, man. Oh, I not switch the damn scene for y'all. Let's get it.
Whoa. Yeah. Gun?
Wrong one.
There's all sorts of blood in here. She's in there.
Jesus Christ. Yo, I wonder how cops feel like they first time like seeing them, cause I don't, most likely these 2 cops right here already probably seen plenty, depending on how long they be cops, you don't know. But it's like that first initial like, ooh, that smell that you get, and then when you see that motherfucker, that shit gotta be like, damn, man. If there's any cops or former cops in the you know what I'm saying, or you know any cops that told you about some experiences about like if they seen like their first dead body or anything like that, you willing to share, let me know in the comments, man.
Police are at the home of Keith and Amber Zotto. Amber's mother, Betty, had called 911 earlier that day, asking officers to check on her daughter. Amber hadn't responded to any calls or messages in 2 days, and Betty feared the worst. The officers arriving at the scene initially expected a routine missing persons call, but what sat inside the house would be far more twisted and disturbing than anyone could have imagined.
There's no way.
Show me your hand! I got the dog! Get off the ground! He's reaching! Stop!
He's reaching! Aw, shitting me, nigga. Don't reach.
When police first arrive at the Zotto home, they encounter something strange. Only Keith and Amber's children answer the door, claiming their parents are gone and they don't know when they'll be back. This alarms the officers, so they decide to call Betty, the person who originally dialed 911, hoping she can shed some light on the situation. But what Betty reveals to officers would quickly transform this simple welfare check into one of the town's most disturbing mysteries yet.
Hello?
Betty, it's Officer Crowley, Aurora Police Department. I'm at the Milan Circle address. I'm talking to the kids. What's your relation to this family, just so I know?
I'm their grandma. She didn't take her truck because you can see it in the driveway.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Her phone, the bank card is still in the house.
Yeah. Betty, how many times do you think she's done that?
Well, she's come over to my house. 3, 4 times this year.
All right.
But it's always been for a day.
So what I'd like to do is start where we always start, and that's the last place she was seen. I don't want to ask these kids for permission to go in the house, so I may have to call your son-in-law, talk to him on the phone, and see if he'll give me permission to go inside.
Respectfully.
Betty would mention that she had been to the house earlier that day and noticed a few strange details. Amber's car was still in the driveway of the home, and her phone was left inside the house, as well as all of her credit cards and important documents. These minute details would prove to be much more important later on. Shortly after this call, Betty and her husband Ronald arrived at their daughter's home to meet with the police. It's here where Betty would reveal what she believed really happened to her daughter.
Hey, I'm Officer Crowley. Thanks for coming out. So I called him, but I left him a message. He didn't pick the phone up. So I can't just go inside without a warrant. I either need a warrant or his permission to go inside the house. And that's not your residence, and I can't ask you for permission. Obviously, the kids are too young for me to ask for permission. So just want to do it the right way before anything else, if that makes sense.
Yep.
When's the last time that you saw the daughter?
Saturday afternoon when I came to pick up the kids. They spent the night.
So, okay. This is the mother. I'm guessing this is the father. Excuse me, y'all. This is crazy.
Saturday.
Was there any problems at that point, or was it
No.
just pick the kids
Need
up?
some
The kids are
damn
going to
water.
stay at her house for the weekend.
Everything was fine. She said, if you feel better, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
It's pretty much.
Had there been any drinking at that point? For
Oh,
either
heck
of the
no.
kids?
They drink in the evenings.
Okay.
Oh, it's, yeah.
And then no sign that there had been any argument or anything
No.
like that. Okay. As you can see, I don't
No,
want you to
that's
think
all
that I
right.
jumped any conclusions, but I'm just
Yeah.
trying to put like a kind of a piece of timeline and kind of behavior as well too.
According to Betty, the family typically had dinner together on the weekends,
weekends,
and although
okay.
Keith and Amber occasionally argued, things never turned physical, at least not to her knowledge. But with no parents home, officers still couldn't legally enter the residence, so they continued speaking with Betty, hoping she'd reveal something that could explain Amber's sudden disappearance. Betty explained that Amber was highly active in the community, volunteering at her children's elementary school as the treasurer of the parent organization, and everyone around town knew her as a family-first mother, spending most of her time
Yeah.
with her children.
See?
That's why Amber's disappearance was so puzzling. It
That's what I'm
simply
saying. If she's always around her kids and the kids just answer the door and they're not of age, then why would she? Yeah, like especially they know her for always having her kids around, regardless. Like, come on now, let's be real.
wasn't like her to spontaneously
real.
leave her kids alone. But this confusion would only heighten when Betty showed officers something that made the case even more unsettling. A note suggesting Amber might have harmed herself.
Even if I say I want to die, let it happen, please, please. It is what is best for you and our children. There is a lot of people with bad handwriting, but come on, my nigga. Is this her handwriting for real? If it is, then like I'm not trying to be like, oh, it's not the. But I'm just saying, like this wasn't forged, bro. I hope it wasn't. That would be fucked up even on another level.
The note is what concerned
Do you mind if I read that?
I don't have a problem with
Is this
it.
a copy of it, or is this?
Yes, I made a copy. I don't know. This is the original.
Okay.
I didn't want to.
Just from my report, I'm gonna have to take the original for evidence.
Oh.
For
Yeah,
property
they
at
always
some
gonna have the. Yeah, I'm about to say they gonna have to have the
point.
original.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm gonna sit and read this in the meantime.
The note Betty had discovered.
This is crazy, man. Hit that
game.
like button, y'all.
You're not ready.
Covered earlier read in part,
I haven't been the best wife. I deserve everything and all the horrible thoughts you think of me.
Whoa, okay. Well, hold on. Seeing like a little bit of mental abuse right there. I deserve everything and all the horrible thoughts you think of me. That's crazy. Cause you shouldn't be saying nothing that OD to where she's now thinking to herself like maybe he is right. Maybe I am a B word, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I am a, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, bro, that's not okay.
I have always had that in my mind. Make sure my mom has to identify my body. Everyone would be better off without me.
At first glance, the note appears as a tragic, heartfelt goodbye. Amber seemingly detailing years of self-doubt, despair, and emotional pain. But
But
something
the more you read, I'm about to say something. The only thing that points out, it's like, yeah, but the main thing that points out to me is that I deserve everything and all the horrible thoughts you think of me, aka the husband. You think of me. You feel me? So it's like, hold on now.
about this note didn't align with what police knew about Amber. According to her mother, whenever
too.
Amber and Keith fought, Amber always stayed at her parents' house and had never just disappeared. Certainly not without contacting her family first.
Yep.
And although Betty clarified that her daughter had a history of self-harm ideation and emotional struggles, the note's tone sounded off, especially the disturbingly specific instructions for her own mother.
Make sure my mom has to identify. Like, yeah, that's why I'm like, because it's like, I don't, excuse me, I don't see nobody throwing that in a, you never know, but, damn, hold on. Damn, did somebody leave a phone charger? Yo, I think this nigga Sin left his phone charger. Yo, that's crazy. But yeah, like putting that in the message
to identify
like,
her body, which seemed strangely cruel.
And is
to
that her
investigators, these unusual details hinted at the chilling possibility that the note wasn't exactly what it appeared. They began to suspect Amber might not have written these words freely. Something wasn't right.
Or that. Ooh. There's no way. Right? There's no way.
So based on these signs, officers decided to speak with Betty again, this time on the oddities found inside the note.
Do you think it's something that, would he harm her in any way? Would you have any either information or inkling that might happen? No, okay. If she had walked away, I mean, I'm just wondering where else or how far she could have gone.
She has walked to our house. We're in 70.
Yeah.
When she's been drinking and can't.
I understand, of course.
She's made it that
I agree.
far.
That's why I'm so concerned.
That's right.
And that's where, that's why I searched Sunrise Park, because that's the closest park to here. And I don't know why in my...
Her mother seems so sweet. Oh my goodness, man. It hurts my soul. It really do. Her mother sounds so sweet, bro. Like, real deal. Her mother sounds like the sweetest person. And she, you don't know how a person is, but you hear how she's talking. She just sounds so, like, she sounds so loving.
head, it's, you're not going to do it in your home. You might do it with your
Betty would also find the note strange, but doesn't think Keith would have anything to do with Amber's disappearance. At this point, nothing makes sense. So, without any further clues, officers decide to move to the next step in their investigation, searching the property. As we know, without the homeowner's permission, officers still can't go inside the house without a proper search warrant. Fortunately, by using the kids, they were able to get on the phone with Amber's husband, Keith, hoping to get the permission they needed.
Dad?
The cops are here and they want to talk to you.
Is this Keith?
Yes, this is Keith.
Keith, this is Officer Crowley with your police. How are you?
I'm alright, boss. How are you?
I'd like to go over a couple series of events and then ask you for permission if I could go inside your house. And where we start searches is the last place she was seen, and that would be your house. But I don't have a warrant, and I'm asking you for permission to go inside your house too.
Go ahead, man.
Luckily,
And they found something in there? I mean,
Keith seemed to have no problem letting officers search his home. While one officer continued his conversation with Keith, another would immediately begin searching the property, completely unaware they were both minutes away from uncovering the horrifying truth. But before we continue, it's worth noting that covering stories like this, you realize just how much people are forced to care. There'll be find results. Hundreds of people stop your job. The officers was about to search. With that said, let's get back to the investigation. One of the officers was about to search the family's home, with no idea just how close they were to discovering the gruesome scene hidden in plain sight.
So Keith gave verbal consent for us to go in the house. I'm just gonna go in. If you want to come with me,
I will,
because I'd like you to show me. Okay. Where did you find the notebook?
in the garage.
In the
That's why
garage,
they
okay.
literally live there.
Okay, let's start there then.
So Keith, in a bigger picture, what's going on?
Man, me and Amber drink a lot and we fight a lot. And she likes to walk away, or actually drive away, and I took her keys from her so she couldn't drive away. She grabbed her purse, slammed her phone on the ground, and left. And I have not seen her since.
Did you actually see her leave, or you just assumed she left?
No, sir. I begged her to stay on the couch. We fought a little bit more, and I said, well, whatever, Amber, you sleep out there on the couch. I'm going inside. And I went inside. I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and then when I woke up at 9 or 10 o'clock Sunday morning, there was a letter on the fucking coffee table.
Has she ever threatened to hurt herself in the past, or was this? Oh, she has.
For the last 5 years, it's been her go-to. And that's what I try telling Grandma and Grandpa, too, is she does this to me all the time, almost every weekend. She'll leave, and then she won't come back till Monday or Tuesday. And then
part of that, you already know how to sell a lie, bro, is you'll always tell part of the truth. Part of that could be a truth. But majority of this shit he capping about, probably.
kids get all mad at me because I let her back in.
I hope you don't mind me asking you personal questions, but is it possible she's seeing somebody else and she stays there?
Oh, for sure she is. She's been, that's another thing. That's why we fight all the time. She's been seeing somebody for about 5 years now. And she don't pay our bills. That's why we always fight, man.
Based on Keith and Betty's statements, both were aware Amber had struggled emotionally in the past, but neither realized just how serious the situation had become or how tragically wrong their assumptions would soon turn out to be.
Where exactly was the book when you found it? Right there. Okay. And you recognized her handwriting?
Yes.
Okay.
It's unmistakable.
Okay.
Scratch.
Okay, this argument.
Okay, so she recognized her handwriting.
I mean, you guys are arguing about her seeing somebody? Or were you guys arguing about lots of stuff?
Well, that always comes into
Sorry
play,
for the coughing,
but,
y'all.
this particular argument was about her not paying my mortgage for 6 months. I give her all my money. I just cash my check and she pays all the bills. And lately she hasn't been paying our bills.
Hey, Keith, did it get physical at all, or was it just arguing?
Yeah, we've been physical a couple times, but I want to say Saturday night, no.
You know, this is a fair question. Is there any chance that you hurt her in any way?
I fucking hope not, dude. I fucking hope not. But yeah, there's a possibility. I mean, I'm hoping not, but like I said, I don't remember shit. Me and Amber go through this shit all the time, and she always comes back.
Okay.
The only thing I'm worried about is she always lives at her fucking mom's house. She doesn't go anywhere. She does go somewhere else, but she always ends up at her mom's house.
Listening carefully to Keith's account, the officer initially found him credible as he described an argument about money and Amber's alleged infidelity. But the officer's concern grew when Keith admitted he'd been heavily intoxicated and couldn't remember if things turned physical. Suddenly, the possibility that Amber hadn't actually walked away became disturbingly real. Officers now suspected more clues were hidden inside the home. A drunken fight, maybe getting physical. Whatever happened, the answers were likely somewhere inside.
This is crazy, bro.
He gave me permission. I have it on my body camera, recorded it, okay? He gave me full permission to look in the house, so. Are these guys?
They let him out.
Are they generally friendly?
Normally, yes.
Okay, good.
Cute doggy.
Did we look in there?
It doesn't open.
I love dogs. I got 2 dogs myself, man. I got 2 dogs myself. I should have pictures posted up on IG of them. I'm about to actually post them. I'm about to post my dogs and keep them pictures up there. I love my 2 dogs, man. 2 American Pit Bull Terriers, man. Midnight and Stella. Stella's older by 3 months. They're about to turn 3 this year.
There's debris on the top of it, but we want to work on opening it?
Yeah. Hey, Stella turns 3 actually in a week. Her birthday is May 24th. The day of this recording is May 14th. So 10 days till Stella's birthday.
Gloves.
As officers continued their search, their body language indicated something was off. Careful not to alarm the family, neither officers openly acknowledged it yet, but they both recognized the unmistakable stench hanging in the air. The odor of decay. At this point, the only thing they were looking for was the source of that disturbing smell.
Finished off up top? You're kind of like a flash.
No, it's just that.
It's right here.
Great news! Now your account has a level, and you get free daily cases.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Gun. Oh.
Oh, shit.
Magazine. Okay. Do we want to call someone? Yeah.
1 second.
He seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He see it. Oh my goodness, this nigga got eyes. He seen it.
We'll have you stay inside, please.
She's in there.
Inside the trash can in the garage was a gun, and underneath that was Amber's decaying body with a gunshot wound to the head, discarded with the rest of the garbage. This was now a crime scene, and police immediately began to suspect that this was far from self-inflicted.
But when I searched the house, my fear was, something funky. I looked in that trash bin.
Okay.
There was nothing in it.
Well, when was that? When did?
I was here about 9 a.m.
Okay.
There was not. I would have noticed that.
Okay.
The top was the carpets, and because of the smell, I literally
I'm just gonna stay here.
forensic files. It was not there. So somebody been here.
Okay.
And the kids were sleeping, and they are unaware of being here.
Okay.
But so somebody
Okay.
did that.
Okay.
Ready? Partner, what's your first name? Ron. Can you get the kids and just go wait in your house?
Strangely, although Betty had noticed the same foul odor of decay earlier, she didn't realize its implications, instead believing, or perhaps choosing to believe, that all this concern was simply because of the firearm police discovered in the trash can. Betty didn't know it yet, but her statement would soon cast serious suspicion on her, making detectives question whether she herself had played a role in Amber's death. For now, though, officers had to secure the area and move Amber's family away from the gruesome scene.
I don't want the kids to see.
I mean, this isn't honest. So if you lift here, I mean, obviously there's a gun there, but if you lift here, you can see her foot. She weighs about 160, 170 pounds. Right there, where your hand is. See, there's the body. Yeah. So I called Reno. He's calling MCU, and I know he sent you too.
While officers waited for the Major Crimes Unit to arrive and process the scene for forensic evidence, they began to grapple with several troubling inconsistencies surrounding Amber's family. Keith had admitted to being heavily intoxicated the night Amber disappeared. He couldn't say for certain whether his argument with Amber had turned violent, only that things had gotten heated, and that much of the night was a blur. But Keith wasn't the only one officers considered a suspect. Amber's mother, Betty, claimed she had checked the trash can earlier that morning and had seen no sign of Amber's body or the gun. Yet,
But you gotta think about it. If you put, I think, didn't the dude say he left around 9:10? So if she's there at 9, he could have left at 10, and it could have happened after that. Wait, no, but she said she. Nah, wait, hold on. I don't know. Wait, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What
just hours later, both appeared right there in plain sight, exactly where she swore she'd already searched. Even stranger to officers was Betty's demeanor. Despite the horrifying situation unfolding around her and the possibility that her daughter had taken her own life, she remained unusually calm.
She is calm. I thought she was just being sweet, and she just like trying to. Not trying to be, but maybe just a tad bit clueless.
At times, even casual. And then there was the note. Supposedly written by Amber, its wording struck investigators as strange, too composed, almost performative. Still, in a situation as dark and desperate as contemplating People sometimes write in ways that defy logic or expectations. At this point, everyone's stories seemed suspiciously incomplete, and anyone
I didn't see anything. I didn't remember anything. I can't remember anything.
could be responsible in the eyes of detectives. Investigators started realizing that Amber's murder might be far more complicated than they initially thought.
But we gotta find
to
a
investigate
reasoning. My fault for pausing, but what is the reasoning? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it money? Because if I feel like the mom would have no reason to do it.
Police knew they'd soon need to sit down with Amber's family and carefully interview each member to uncover who might be hiding something. But before doing that, officers needed to finish one crucial step: a final, thorough search of the Zotto home, carefully looking for any signs of violence or attempted cover-up. And sure enough, it didn't take long before they started noticing blood spatter throughout the house.
So a lot of these carpet pieces, now, I wonder if the carpet went all the way back. Or, I didn't see like spatter.
I know, right?
So the book was right here. There was space open with the last page showing, and that bill was on top of it. No red pen. Get blood on the light switch. We've got a lot of blood on the sink.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so we left it the way we found it as well too. You know, the way the door was when we searched. But yeah, she found a little bit of obvious blood in the kitchen and the sink as well too, so.
Within minutes, officers found clear evidence that something violent had occurred before Amber's body ended up in the trash can.
I ain't gonna lie.
Their first sign that foul play was likely involved. Additionally, the Major Crimes Unit documented critical forensic evidence, including the silver revolver found over Amber's concealed body, blood spatter around the trash can, and debris deliberately placed to hide her remains. Despite these findings pointing towards foul play, detectives still needed clarity on whether Amber's death was a premeditated act or the result of a heated argument that spiraled violently out of control. But they had two major issues preventing them from answering this crucial question. First, Keith was nowhere to be seen, and his phone had gone completely unreachable. Second, and most important, detectives had yet to determine exactly who was responsible, because at this point, several people remained under suspicion, including Amber's mother and even her own children. Police didn't know it yet, but in the coming hours, these questions would be fully answered. And
is this why I say dad realizes his daughter's body? There's, bro, I'm gonna just automatically assume the kid's not. There's like no way the kids are a part of this. But, bro, the mom and the husband, there's no way they both played a part. Like, there's no way.
the case would take a completely unexpected turn. So, to fill in these gaps, all of Amber's closest family members were transported to the police station for questioning. Detectives hoped they could uncover each member's potential motives, credibility, and who was hiding secrets, and finally reveal who might actually be responsible for Amber's murder.
That's insane, bro.
I don't want to falsely alarm you, but I also believe in being as honest as we can with loved ones. We may have found Amber.
No.
Yeah, but we're not completely sure yet, Ron.
Just do it. Just do it.
We're not pointing fingers or making the accusation.
He broke down immediately, bro. He definitely felt it in his heart, but he was just hoping. He had to get the confirmation. That's when he was going to really start breaking that up. And oh my goodness.
At this time, but is there any reason Keith would hurt her?
I don't know. I really don't. I wished I could tell you more. I don't.
Either accidentally or intentionally, would he hurt or kill her? If he were to mistreat her, would she protect him?
She probably would.
So I went out there and I seen the...
Come on, come on, yes! I just found this site called box.gg where you can open cases filled with
letter, or it was a 4.5 page note. And it's very important. I looked in that trash bin.
Okay.
It had an ungodly trash odor, honestly. But I tried to, there's some carpet squares were on the top. I tried to lift up, make sure there was nothing under it.
Okay.
Not that, I don't know what I was expecting, but I did. So I absolutely looked in that bin.
Okay.
That'll be important. And didn't see anything, and I went out.
Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the fighting and what do you know why?
Yeah, I do know why.
Okay.
My mom cheats on my dad, and like she's not good at it, I guess. Okay. And like so he finds out, and then they just go at it because she like tries to lie about it, but he has evidence of her doing it, and so like it's like yeah.
Okay. And the last Saturday is in just a couple days ago?
Yeah, last Friday was the last time I seen her.
Okay. Did you talk to her at all on the phone or anything?
No, she came over for dinner because my grandma was cooking dinner and she came over and we had dinner and then she left and then, yeah.
And then you were there
from
Saturday.
Friday all the way to Sunday.
Okay.
After speaking with Amber's family, investigators finally had some clarity. Betty remained adamant she'd checked that trash can that morning, insisting the gun and Amber's body weren't there, which made her case seem more suspicious. Meanwhile, Amber's father, Ronald, was shocked by his daughter's death and found it was hard to believe Keith was capable of harming her. As for Amber's children, Annabelle explained they'd both been staying at their grandparents' house during the weekend, clarifying why they didn't hear the gunshot that ended their mother's life. However, Annabelle's unusual calmness and detailed awareness of her parents' unstable marriage raised some concerns about exactly what else the children might know or could still be protecting. After concluding the interviews, investigators were preparing to search for Keith Zotto, the one critical piece still missing. But just before they could act, they received unexpected news from Keith's sister, Susan Russ. It turns out Keith had visited her just hours earlier, and what he confessed would finally expose the horrifying truth behind Amber's murder.
I saw my brother park up there, and so I got the dogs out. And I didn't know the front door was open, and he just came in, and I seen it on his face, and he goes, "You know I don't hate you." That was the first thing out of his mouth. And I said, "I know, I love you. You're my best friend."
Okay.
And then I said, "It's Amber that's trying to keep us apart."
Okay.
And he just looked at me and started crying. And I said, "Oh my God, what did you do?"
Okay.
And I asked him if Amber was okay. And then he looked at me and he said, "You know what? I don't remember anything."
Okay.
I just remember waking up and seeing her on the ground.
Okay.
I asked him what the hell happened to tell me what he did.
Okay.
He said they'd been drinking and fighting all night.
Okay.
It was over money, I guess. Keith opened some bills and found out that the house had been foreclosed on.
Okay.
And then Amber pulled out the gun and he hit my brother with it. And then Keith said he took it away. And it just happened like that. He said he blinked his eyes and that was it. He said I blinked my eyes too and then I opened them and I seen her on the ground.
Susan's testimony finally cleared up everything for investigators. Keith himself admitted he'd woken up from a blackout to find Amber dead and openly acknowledged a violent confrontation that spiraled completely out of control. It was now clearer than ever that Keith Zotto was at the heart of Amber's murder, and it was time to track him down. Just a couple of hours after detectives left Susan's house, Aurora police received a call they never expected. Keith Zotto had surfaced at his sister's house again, ready to surrender. By now, officers knew Keith had already killed once, and for all they knew, he was still armed and dangerous. So they came prepared. A SWAT team descended upon the location, ready to take Keith down if he made even the slightest wrong move.
Let's go.
Gotta be up one more.
It's this one, right?
7-9.
7-9 is this one.
All right. Sorry. Ready? Watch out, Bubba.
Show me your hands!
Front door. Ma'am, come to me.
Come on out.
I see him. I see him. Come to me.
Come on out. Turn right.
Point to me. Come to me.
I got a guy out. Gotcha.
Hands up. Everybody hands up, please. Very good. Walk to my voice. Go hands on.
Stop. Just you.
Just walk towards me, nice and easy. Okay? All right. We'll talk to you in a... No, we're not. We're not going to hurt him. Okay? Walk towards me.
All right, I got him. You got hands. Thank you, guys.
No. Just keep walking. Walk towards this guy.
Very good. You good, man. Very good. Very good.
Very good, right here. There you go. Sit right there, man.
Yes, sir. Long guns. Yeah, feel free to go ahead of me here.
Hold on. It all looks normal.
Bro, if you just want to hold it, I'll be back with you.
You guys good?
Is that your mom, and who else is the other lady? Gotcha. Okay, man. Very good. We appreciate you coming out, bud.
What? Did you say you haven't slept in 6 months?
Gotcha. Okay, man. Very good. We appreciate you coming out, bud. We'll explain it all to you, okay?
I already know.
Okay, buddy. Okay. Okay. There you go.
Remember much.
Finally, after hours of uncertainty, Keith Zotto surrendered to Aurora police without incident. He was immediately taken into custody and formally processed for the murder of his wife, Amber. Keith would go on to admit to killing Amber late Saturday night, claiming his gun accidentally went off during a drunken argument over money and infidelity. Though he insisted he couldn't remember placing her body in the trash or concealing the crime, Keith accepted responsibility for her death. However, Betty's earlier statement surrounding the infamous trash can remained unclear, and investigators were never able to determine why she didn't see the gun or Amber's body that morning. In May of 2021,
That's
Keith
what I'm saying.
Zotto
I'm
was
telling you, I feel like I said, I feel like she's just a little bit clueless. Like, and I feel so sorry for her, man. The fact that she was right there.
found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole.
Hey, man. Dad realizes his daughter's body was found in the garbage can. That is sad, man. Rest in peace to Amber. That was her name, right? Yeah. I just gotta make sure that I got the name correct. Rest in peace to Amber, man. This was a crazy one. Make sure you hit that like button. I need some water, man. Subscribe if you're new, man. On the road to 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't already, tapped into Hood Reacts and the Leafy Layers if you haven't already, man. But hey, I'm gonna catch y'all on the next reaction. Hope y'all enjoyed this video, this reaction, all that. If y'all got anything y'all want me to react to, let me know in the comments, man. But hey, it's your boy BGC, aka Bands Go Crazy. And I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. Gang.